You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Podcast of Color, where four trash bags of content. Oh God, four trash bags come together to make sense of the world. I'm Rakeem, and I'm drinking while recording for the first time in 3 months.
Oh wow! Come on, is that growth? Would we call it growth?
Regression?
Ooh, okay, that's one word for it.
I mean, growth in a way. Regression is growth, just in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Is that growth?
Wow. Who said that?
Me.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's quoting herself.
A little, maybe she snaps a little bit sometimes.
You know, sometimes
genius jumps out
and starts drinking.
I'm that bookish bish bays.
Bookish bish.
Yeah, B-I-S-H. Look, if Bad Bobby, or no, it's Bad Baby, right? No, it's Bad Baby.
It's Bad Bobby.
If Bad Baby can exist,
why is it Baby?
Bish.
Isn't it Bobby?
It's Baby.
Spelled like Barbie?
It's Baby. It's Baby. And you know what I was thinking about? That's even like worse, and it's kind of gross because they're not saying bad as in she's a bad little girl. Like they're saying bad like she bad.
As in like,
and they calling her a baby too. Like she a bad baby. That's gross. And she 15.
She's 15?
She's 15.
How did I forget?
She was like 13 when she was on that show on Dr. Phil.
Damn.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a young girl being heavily sexualized, and despite a lot of her racism, I'm like, I still feel sorry for her because she's a child. But anyway,
my name is John. I am not 15. I'm 30.
15 and somebody tells you they love you. You're gonna believe them.
What is this?
What is that?
The snake herself.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
yeah. Ariana outsold.
Oh, did she? I don't think that. Look, here's the one thing: Taylor Swift sells a shit ton of stuff. She's trash.
No, I've been seeing that. Sweetener did better than
Did it?
Whatever that last one, Reputation.
Honestly,
it's breaking records. I have to go find the specific thing that it did, but it did something better than that.
They were both average
for her
to me, so good. I mean, go off white mediocrity, but yay.
Wait, Ariana?
Sweetener was not great. I'm not gonna act like it was. So
I liked it.
Okay, but like isn't love, and like isn't love, and good isn't great. Sweet is a cute girl, but she's not gorgeous.
Breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing.
Sweetie,
wow,
one standout track doesn't make a great album. It makes a great track.
That's not one standout track.
Sweetener.
No More Tears Left to Cry. God Is a Woman.
Average.
What? Hit it, get it. No?
Damn. It's catchy, but it's average.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember you feeling this way before.
Nothing about Sweetener to me was like blew my socks off. Nothing about it was excellent. It
wasn't black excellence.
Days, no.
What did you say?
It wasn't black excellence.
Okay. Well, I cannot.
I'm screwed. Oh my god.
Ariana's a black woman.
No.
We'll get to that. So the question of color this week is, what's something your brain tries to make you do and you have to will yourself not to do it? Shall I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine's is when I'm like at heights, like when I'm like, that's why I hate heights, is like I get the urge to jump off of. I get the urge to like jump off of like balconies. Like if I'm just at a great height, I just want to like jump off. And it's not like I want to kill myself type of thing. It's just like I'm almost daring myself to do it. Like, bitch, you won't do it, you scary bitch.
Oh my god.
And I don't know why I get that. Well, actually, I read somewhere that it's a thing. Like it's a thing that a lot of people have. So apparently I'm not alone in this, but it's not a suicidal thing. I don't actually want to jump off. It's just like there's something in my mind that's just like, do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Okay,
And
I know what you're
yeah.
talking about. There's actually there's a term for this because it's the same voice
Yeah.
in your head that like, okay, God, this is going to be such a terrible example, but again, alcohol. Sometimes like, okay, well, maybe you don't know, but sometimes like when I'm driving, like a random thought will come in my head, like, what if I just swerve off the lane and like kill everyone here and like I just die?
Yes. Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's just like, what if I just swerve right now and we just all die? Like I could kill myself right now. It's not that I'll actually do it. It's more your brain telling you, girl, if you wanted to, you could end it all. But it's more. But wait, it sounds morbid, but it's not. I'll try to find the term by the end of the episode. But it's a thing that everyone has actually. So, based, I know what you're talking about.
Thank you, John over here judging me.
It's okay, but did John buy lemonade yet?
Ooh.
Oh,
Did John support a black woman yet? Remains to be seen.
Period.
Didn't I bought sweetener. No, I'm kidding.
Is that your joke to make?
Oh my
We need
god.
Renee here to keep you alive, sis.
I
She's just being
can't.
problematic
Did
all
you
over
buy
the
sweetener?
place.
I'm totally. Oh wow. Okay. I'm
Who
just.
said you bought sweetener?
Okay, so
I
streaming
didn't-
isn't buying.
I didn't buy sweetener actually.
Oh, okay. So you lied.
Um.
Can't even support a fake black woman.
Actually, I've been rewatching Beyonce's Coachella performance because it gets me motivated
For free?
Digging the grave.
Actually, I've been using Beyonce's free labor.
Right.
Oh my
Or
god.
pirated Coachella performances.
You know? Wow, that's so revolutionary.
John,
You're right
never-
up there with
just
you're right up
gonna-
there with George Washington.
I've never met someone who goes out of their way to not give black women money as much as John, and I stand.
You know?
Wow.
I'm kidding. We love you.
I'm just dead at this slave logic. Like he was
Slave
like,
logic.
Yes, he was like, I watched her tapes for free. I watched her video performance.
Oh my god. What is that, babe?
I utilized her labor for free.
Free your mind, friend.
she picked my cotton for free.
Oh my god.
No. She picked that sweetener. Can I go next?
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
Thank you. Next. So the question was things that your brain tells you to do that you should not do. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, John, you're actually going to know what this is, but mine is picking scabs and I hate it. Like
I know.
I don't know why since I've been younger. It's just like my brain is like, take it off, bitch. Rip it. And it's just like, see how juicy that is, girl? Take it off. And like the feeling of just like ripping it off and just having it come off, especially when it's like solid and like, it's like the best thing for me, but I know that it's like terrible, and that's why my legs are all fucking scarred up and shit because I like to pick them and it's terrible. But I've also heard it's like a form of self-harm, so that kind of like scares me. But,
Yeah, Rakeem.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Yay,
And it
John, what's
can
yours?
also like cause infection and
Yeah, so can a lot of other behaviors, but people fuck raw, so it's fine.
Well,
okay.
I guess that's a correlation that you can make.
Segue. That was going to be my answer for what is
Fuck
your
raw?
brain.
Fuck raw. Just fuck raw.
And my brain's like, maybe you should,
Wait, your
someone-
brain's telling you to
at
fuck raw
heart?
or the opposite?
John, at heart, are you one of those like, two men come together, it should be
Oh,
raw
no.
sex. Men are not you.
They're unnatural.
Condoms. It's unnatural. It's just meant to nut.
Oh,
Yeah, you just have to seed that hole.
oh no.
Plant your babies.
Girl,
clench your babies. God
That's how
damn
they
it.
talk. Is it not?
who's they?
Who
Did I
talks
lie?
like that?
Did I
The clock
exaggerate?
destroyers?
Who's they?
What?
Yeah, who's they? Is it us?
They? You don't know what I'm talking about? You don't know those guys that are like vehemently like anti-condom and they're like, two men are supposed to like fuck raw. And that's how it's supposed to be. You never
I don't want to make fun
Where
of raw
have you seen
guys.
this? On Twitter.com?
I've seen it on Twitter.com. I've seen it on Tumblr.com. I've seen it in Life.com.
Have you tried Church.com?
What?
So have you
What'd you
tried
say?
Church.com? Like, that might help.
Well, girl, I'm not the one saying this. This is my good word.
Oh.
This is somebody else's ministry.
A ministry.
Yes. They worship at the church of breeding. I mean,
Stop. No, not the Church of Breeding.
yes.
Dirty Rob breeding. Sorry.
No, mine was going to be actually a little more wholesome.
Wow.
I was going to say that I have to fight the snooze alarm every morning. Like, my brain just wants to stay asleep, but, we got to get up and pay the bills, so that would
Snoozing
be...
it up. We're snoozing it up. John, how many times do you hit snooze?
At least 3.
Are
No,
you like,
at
what
least-
time do you get up normally?
At least 2. At least 2.
What
Well,
time do
now
you get up?
I have a new schedule now, so I don't have to get up to like 7.
Oh. That's early? That's late for you?
No, it's later, but I'm just saying before I have to
Wow.
get up earlier.
I'm sorry, friend.
No, it's okay. So our 4th trash bag, Renee, is not here, but what do you Renee's brain? What do you think?
We forgot to mention it. That's why I was laughing.
His brain is probably like, kill all the white people. Kill them. Kill them all.
Kill them all, friend. Or kill them all.
white people. Kill them. Yes.
Did you say kill them all, friend?
I don't know why I said
people.
Well, friend.
Redistribute the wealth.
I say like friend because I feel like Renee gets along with the voice in his head. Like I feel like
Oh, yes.
Dang.
Yes.
Renee
2
is
peas
just
in
like,
a pot.
yes, it's just like, what if we just drive off this car and kill us both, but we land on 3 white people? And Renee's like, yes, yes.
Oh my
friend.
god.
This is a radical act if I jump off of this really high building. And
You
I
say it's a
land on
radical
really-
act.
a radical act.
This is getting really dark.
Huh?
A radical act against what? Life?
Against white people.
Jumping off a building is a radical act.
And
against
landing
what?
on a white person.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. T.
Or maybe releasing yourself from this life is a radical. Let me not. Let me
Oh my
not.
god. This is
dark.
really
Let me
dark.
not. Anyway, this is getting real dark.
Okay, so
we
we're
should
gonna
move on.
So we're gonna step into the light and and we'll move on to Minutes of Color.
The light is coming to get back everything the darkness stole. Ba-ba-bum. Hello. And we're back with Minutes of Color.
Ooh, so deep.
Yeah, sometimes I can pull it off just a little bit if I try really, really hard.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
That's the way love goes.
That's the way
That's the way love goes.
What is your trade name again?
That's the way love goes. DeMarcus.
I'm Frank.
Frank?
Not Frank.
Why
Frank
Frank?
sound like the gay uncle. Frank sound like the gay uncle who still gets tolerated at Thanksgiving because he makes some good mac and cheese.
Oh, you said Frank sounds gay?
Yeah, it sounds like the
I ain't
gay
about
uncle.
that gay shit, man. I ain't about that gay shit, man.
The slightly femme uncle that everyone
No, we
has
don't
a
do that
friend.
shit, man. We don't do that
Sometimes
shit,
he brings his
Nah.
friend,
Nah.
but we don't acknowledge what his friend actually is to him. And
His
his
friend?
mac and cheese. His friend, yeah, he be bringing his friend sometimes.
No, that's
His
my
roommate?
roommate, cuh. That's
His
my
roommate?
roommate.
His
That's my
roommate.
roommate.
Sometimes we call him his roommate. Sometimes we call him his friend.
He is my friend. He my homie lover friend, roommate.
Oh, okay.
Homie, lover,
You have love for
friend.
him in a heterosexual, God-fearing way.
Yeah, we worship Christ together, yo. We go to church.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. But not at the church of breeding.
No, we be reading Leviticus and shit.
We beread in Leviticus.
Yeah, we be reading Leviticus.
Did you say breeding Leviticus?
Yes.
I sure didn't.
Show did.
So,
I
what
sure the
is-
fuck did. You know the video of the little girl with the wig and she's like, I sure the fuck did. Took it right on off.
Oh.
And put it right back on.
Oh, I was gonna do that anyway, because that's just how I am.
That's just how I am.
What's
let's
going
see.
on in the world, ladies?
Okay,
Shit,
I don't
lay.
know. Like, so much of it kind of ties into other parts of the thing, so I'm trying to, like, figure out where I want to attack this. I mean, I guess we can start with our girl, who we stan. She's our fave here at Podcast of Color.
Beyonce?
What?
Beyonce?
No, girl, I'm talking about Lena Dunham. Slay Queen. Slay Queen. Queen of tea. of that truth tea, hunty.
Queen of lying. Taylor Swift just shook. Birds of a feather.
I know, right? And they're friends too. Let's see though. What is the tea? The girls are not fighting. The girls are apologizing once again.
What's the tea? The girls are lying.
The girls are lying. So we spoke about this before. Lena Dunham wrote a piece with what is it called? No, it's the Hollywood Reporter. There we go. You gotta get your tabs up. I was reading this really great piece, and it's by Caitlin Flynn. She's a guest writer for Huffington Post, and it's called "Why the Hollywood Reporter's Lena Dunham Issue is So Offensive to Rape Survivors Like Me." It was a really interesting read, and not something I really thought about. A perspective I never really considered. But she apologized to actress Aurora Perinu. She was defending her friend before Matthew Bologna. No. That's the Hollywood Reporter's director. What is this nigga's name? Murray Miller. There we go. Murray Miller. So she was defending Murray Miller. Look, I don't know anything about Girls. This is all people on Girls. I have never seen a second of that show. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. But Murray Miller is a friend of hers, and he was a writer on Girls. And when he was back in 2012, when he was 35 and Aurora was 17, she alleges that he assaulted her sexually. Now, Lena came out and said something to the effect of, I have insider information about this situation that lets me know that Aurora is one of the 3% of assault survivors who is actually lying about their experience. And this is what she said at the time. And of course she got dragged for it. We dragged her on the show for it. But since then she has done this piece about it's this soul searching piece about how she's coming to terms with all this other shit that is going on in her life or whatever. And she admitted that she completely made that up. She didn't have any information on this guy, on this situation at all. Defending her friend. And yeah, I mean, it's classic Lena Dunham. The fact that I'm actually a little shook that she actually admitted that she was lying.
Why did she admit she was lying? What?
I don't know. There's something wrong with her. And there was this piece that was written about her recently by a black woman. Let me see if I can find it. There was this piece, and it was Lena Dunham was actually trending on Twitter because this piece, and it was it was really telling. She had gotten a black dog, and she was like, "Oh, I want to name her Rosa, but people are gonna think that I'm naming her Rosa Parks because she's black." And literally nobody thought that, but the fact that that's where her mind went when she thought about naming this dog. There was a point where I guess her mom is an artist, and her mom was gonna do a thing, some type of project on trans people, and she basically made her sibling was included in it, and she basically made their mom include her in it so that she didn't feel left out because her sibling was gonna be in it. This woman is 32 years old.
Wow.
He's let me remind you.
Just a friendly reminder. Yeah, it was for The Cut. It's called Lena Dunham Comes to Terms with Herself.
You know what's weird is that she's the producer of she does so much stuff. She's the producer of Janet Mock's podcast.
Yeah.
Which is yikes.
Which is whoa. Now. It's just I mean, the thing is, we talked about that on the show too, about the Lena Dunham episode of the podcast and of that podcast. And and it's funny because she almost had me. She almost had me. When I listened to that, I was like, oh, okay. I kind of get where she's coming from. But then this shit, this is gross. She legit lied. To defend, it's just I'm trying to find how do you sit there and say that you're for women in any kind of way you do something like that? I'm trying to understand where the sense comes in. because there is none.
Well, and that was the interesting thing about this article that was on the Huffington Post. It was about this woman who, this woman tells her story about when she was assaulted by her best friend's boyfriend's best friend, and how basically, literally the night it happened, everyone was in the house, and she told her friend, and her friend kind of like brushed it off. Her best friend kind of brushed it off, and later on, she continued to maintain a relationship. Her best friend continued to maintain a relationship with this guy because he was her boyfriend's best friend. And she talks about like the fact that this same woman, like was like, I can't believe that we let a rapist into the White House when Trump won, and was like at the Women's March. And she was talking about the fact that a lot of women kind of disappear or will like turn on you when it's not convenient for them, when it comes to like rape culture. Like, it's all good and well to like support, but as soon as they have to like sacrifice a relationship with someone in their life, then the same self-proclaimed feminists will turn on you. And so it was a really interesting read, because I mean, Lena Dunham's a prime example of that.
I think this makes, I actually feel like that like a lot of these people, a lot of people are like that, honestly, where they believe in something until it affects them personally, and then they kind of don't know how to react, and it's just, but this is like gross because you took like an extra step to like lie on someone, and then not only lie on someone, like no one asked you, like you don't have to say anything, like you just came out and lied. So it's just kind of like, everything about her is gross. I think she's annoying. I'm glad Jack Antonoff left her. He's way too gorgeous for her. She's annoying. Although I think he's dating Lord, and that's really weird or something like that. I don't know. But
really? That's and wasn't Lord and her friends? I feel like she's friends with like every white girl in Hollywood.
I don't know. Lena Dunham is just literally like, oh my god, was she in the Bad Blood video? I feel like she was.
She was.
She
her
really?
and Taylor were like best friends, weren't they? Or maybe they are still, I don't know.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, again, Steinmart choppers of a feather. So.
Stupid. What's next? Oh, I guess we can do Jaquise. Is that his name? Is that how you pronounce this nigga's name?
Who?
Jaquise started this whole thing calling himself the King of R&B. I don't know this man.
Who is that?
Jay Holiday? Any of his music.
Oh, girl.
And not Jay Holiday. Jaquise. This is the guy. Jay Holiday is a different person.
Wait, what?
Jay Holiday is a different person.
Oh,
there's Jaquise is like Jaquees. He's an R&B singer
like
too, apparently.
R&B nigga to me. I just.
I don't know.
Okay,
but so he said this. Then Jay Holiday hopped on whatever he was using and did a video and was talking shit. And he was like, "There's only 3 kings of hip hop, of R&B," and like went down this list. And mind you, during him running down this list, someone mistook him for valet. What? Yes, so white girl's like, I think it was a white girl. So it was like, excuse me, are you valet? And he's like, nah, baby, not in this Gucci jacket.
Wait, okay.
Wow.
So
I was like, why did you not delete this and start all over again?
Wait a minute.
Like, he's going on a rant about how he should be included in this list. Like, he's number 4 and 5. Him and this other guy who I didn't recognize in the video were number 4 and 5 on that list of R&B kings. And somebody thinks you a valet.
That's just okay. So there's so
watch
many
it. It's hilarious.
First off, okay, it's fucked up that a white girl thought he was valet. I have been asked.
I still think it's funny.
Valet, it's not fun. However,
it's problematic, but it's funny.
Can you spell valet?
But it's funny.
Is it valet like? No, wait.
VALET.
Like the parking?
What other valet?
I don't know. Sorry, keep going.
Did you think we were saying ballet?
No. No, I have to Google who valet is. I don't know who this is.
It's not a person. It's a job.
What?
John.
Oh, you're saying someone confused her for valet parking.
Yes.
Sorry.
I said a valet. Lord.
Let's keep going. Sorry.
Jesus. No, well, okay,
I don't know who this is, and I thought you said someone mistaken him for someone else famous, and I didn't know who that was either. But
Chile.
Oh man.
Father, Lord, and Christ.
Oh God, I needed that.
God,
so
Jesus,
bad,
and the Holy Ghost. Please
I'm not on, and then I come on, and then
people for thine. I don't remember the rest of that prayer, so I can't even play it. But anyway, I don't remember. I used to say that every night, and I haven't said that shit in like 20 years, so I don't remember.
I'm dead. Sis really was like, I need to Google who is Valet.
Who is this girl? I need to know. Who is she? Valet. Ooh, she sounds fancy.
I'm Valet from New York City. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who Jack Hess is. I don't know who Jay Holiday is.
My name is Valet Jenkins, and I came to slay.
So you said Valet. I'm just like, oh, this is another person I don't know. Let me Google this person too. Oh man.
Wow. Valet.
You know that this show is recorded, right?
Jenkins the third. Let me see. What am I? Okay, so now we talking about we moving on from this because this was interesting. Offset's Jump Off was crying on TMZ.
Did you say jump off?
Yeah.
Get off.
So Offset texted this woman trying to hook up a threesome with the rapper Cuban Doll. In New Orleans is how he spelled it. I think he spelled it New and then OR and then LEAN.
New Orleans? Like,
that's how he spelled New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans.
See, if you ask me to Google this, then I'll be like, New Orleans?
No, he like literally in the text, because the text message just got released, and he spelled it NEW space OR space LEAN.
Oh, New Orleans. Maybe that's a drink. Like, not lean, but the New Orleans.
And he wasn't even trying to set up a threesome. He was just trying to get a Cuban Doll drink.
Cuban Doll actually looks like Simba. I'm looking at pictures of her right now, and she looks like she belongs on The Lion King somehow.
Oh my God,
Let me check this out. Renew your alarm. I've been through this too long, but I'll be damned if I see another chick on your arm. Sorry, there's
what does she do?
Huh? She's a rapper, Cuban Doll. Summer Bunny, I don't know what she does. She's just the woman who was supposed to be facilitating the threesome. But her name is Summer. Yeah, her name is Summer Bunny. She's apologizing because she didn't realize how serious the marriage was. Which, I mean,
wait,
I felt similarly about that. But you still knew they was married.
And
you knew they had a baby.
It's a marriage. So what do you mean? How serious? Like, you took vows. Like, what do you mean? Like, that I heard that to me, and that was so odd, because I was like,
well, some people are in marriages and they're open.
But they could still be serious and be open. I don't get what that means. You didn't think if they weren't serious, bitch, they wouldn't be married. You're just
I don't know if yeah, I don't know. Maybe she thought like they were open, or I don't know. I mean, a lot of these Hollywood couples do have arrangements, and she did talk about bringing girls in for threesomes.
Yeah, because her husband wouldn't stop cheating, not because she wanted to have a threesome.
Well, we don't know. Maybe she did want to have a threesome.
No, she didn't. She said it. She said, if you're going to keep bringing bitches, at least bring the ones that I like.
Ah!
Yeah, so then that's saying I want a threesome.
That's saying if you're going to keep cheating, at least bring hoes that I'm attracted to also. Because I know you're not going to stop doing it. I
guess that's true. That is true. Yeah, so that was interesting. Cardi posted about their breakup on Instagram. She posted an Instagram video, and the nigga got under the comments and said, "Y'all won," which is just truly funny to me. It's really, honestly hilarious, and I'm gonna actually tie it into this. I'm gonna tie it into this this Kevin Hart situation, because it really like comes back to like black men. I mean, men in general, but like black men and black straight men in particular, not wanting to acknowledge their wrongdoings and trying to like make it about everything but what they did.
Well,
because you talk about y'all won, but nigga, who cheated?
Like, you,
it wasn't me,
girl. Like, what did we win? Like,
who won what? Like honestly, nobody really was thinking about their marriage like that. I mean, you know what? I'm sure they did have some people with the evil eye, but I don't know. I just like, who won?
My thing with that is like, I just like, why? I don't know. I don't. This whole situation to me just like, it's so frustrating because it's like, why do we need to know this? Like, why are we being made aware of this? Like, why do we, like, why are y'all, like, why can't you just keep it to yourself? Why do I need to know you cheated with 8 bitches and you had an affair with fucking Nala? Like, why do I need to know that?
Well, that was revealed because the girls are revealing that. The girls that he's cheating with are telling on him.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't all of y'all just fuck and not shit? Like, there, you know how easy it is to have sex with people and not say anything?
Clout.
Yeah, they're famous. They want people to know.
But do you know how many? Okay, never mind.
Girl, clout. That's it. That's all. There ain't nothing to it. It's clout.
But it's like, but it's not gonna get you clout if you think for 2 seconds, because what that's actually gonna do is let that little group Illuminati of rappers know that you won't keep your mouth shut, so you won't be invited back. Like,
but the thing is, people don't care about that. Everyone's short-sighted. It's all about getting that instant like, getting that instant retweet. It's not about the long term.
But if you're gonna be a hoe, be a smart hoe. Like that.
But they're not. You have to have a modicum of intelligence.
Girl, like,
did I say that right? Modicum. Let me not be saying here modicum of intelligence, and that's not even the right word.
I don't know what you were trying to. I think you were trying to say increment.
Yes, modicum is a word. Nope, modicum is the right word. I just had to back my shit up. Sometimes when you well read, you know a lot of words, but you don't necessarily know when to apply the words all the time. Sometimes you
shade, but yes.
Huh? How's that shade? Who's that shade for? That's shade towards myself. Sometimes I have a lot more words than I know what to do with, and I gotta check myself every once in a while.
No, it wasn't that. It was the when you're well read part.
Oh, you know what well read is? You one of the bougie blacks.
Am I?
Yes, you very bougie.
Why am I bougie?
John, is he not bougie?
How am I bougie? Because I stay home?
I'm staying out of this one.
No, that's not why you're bougie. Okay. Oh, I just enjoy the fine arts and I sip my wine, and I wear my button-up shirts. That's just.
And I also live in Pacoima. I eat at McDonald's all the time. I'm a hood rat.
She eats at McDonald's. Look, I'm actually from the hood because I eat at McDonald's. I don't know if you know this, but I bought a Happy Meal the other day.
Okay, girl, I'm not doing this. Okay. If we want to talk about that, Miss I go to Nice and all these other countries. Okay.
I'm fine with
the girls are fighting.
Though.
The girls are fighting.
And then, what did Trina say? If you're gonna call me bougie, put bad in front of it.
Okay, I'm bad and bougie. I'll be that bitch.
What about Kevin Hart though?
I don't know. So anyway, we actually didn't talk about what Kevin Hart did. He has stepped down from the Academy Awards. He was meant to be hosting the Academy Awards.
Oh,
but
dang.
Some of his old tweets resurfaced. The issue regarding the tweets is that they were homophobic. He was talking about not wanting his child to be gay and a host of other things. I didn't really read them because they all start to sound. Everyone's homophobic tweets kind of start to sound the same. You realize that homophobes are just really uncreative and they just say the same thing about gay people over and over again.
You're boring too. Like,
boring.
Can you come up with something else? Can you come up with something else? Can you come up with something else?
It's just like, oh my god, if my son is gay, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them, blah, 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 blah. Do you want a gay son or a hoe daughter, blah, 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 blah. Like,
both.
How about y'all stay out of y'all children's sexualities? Like, Jesus Christ. I've never seen someone be so obsessed with the sexuality of their child. Like, it's kind of creepy.
How about you worry about your own sexuality first? How about you don't have kids if you're gonna talk about that? Talking about, I don't want to have a hoe son or a gay daughter. Bitch, first of all, you're the hoe daughter that you're talking about and the gay son. So shut the the fuck up. You over there projecting.
What about the hoe son? A lot of you niggas is hoes.
Oh, that too.
So anyway, what about?
And there's nothing wrong with that too, but y'all act like y'all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but y'all act like someone. What's crazy to me is people that say shit like that acts like they act like being a hoe is so bad, but then you literally see you have Offset trying to plan a threesome through text, but he's not a hoe. Like you have like these people, like you have all kind of niggas like Usher over here doing all kind of shit.
No,
like,
don't bring that up. I'm kidding.
But he's not a hoe. It's just like, I'm so sick of like people being like, oh, ho, ha, Merry Christmas.
Well, it's the season shit.
But it's just like, why is that bad? Like, everyone likes sex. Like, y'all like sex. You have sex. You have a fucking child. So, like, what the like, who? I've never, like, why are y'all, like, why are they so concerned with who is fucking who? Like,
it had me dead that so many black people were talking about they didn't want their child to be discriminated against. And I was like,
oh, God.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your child's gonna be black.
Yeah, my mom told me that when I came out to her, and I just remember being like, I said the exact thing. I was like,
sis.
I was like, I don't think.
But you know what the gag is? Let black straight men tell it, and nobody's more oppressed than they are.
You're right. Right.
Isn't that the gag? That's just wow.
It's like first, it's
so funny, just garbage. But anyway, the reason that this is an issue now is because Kevin Hart jumped online and said that the Academy Award wanted him to apologize for his tweets, and he said that, you know, at some point he has to be allowed to grow. He's 40 years old. How long is he going to be held responsible for the things that he said in the past? And here's the thing, okay? When you put something out on the internet, and first of all, he wasn't no teenager, he wasn't no child, he was a grown ass man. And when you did this. Yeah, when you're an adult and you put stuff out on the internet, like you should know better. You should have known better than anybody. You was already solidly in your 30s when you tweeted this stuff, so you should have known better than anybody that when you put stuff out on the internet, it lives forever until you delete it. You better wipe your social media. I don't know why these PR teams aren't on this. Like, how many times do people got to get exposed? You should have wiped your social media. You never actually apologized. You've addressed them in the sense that you just said that people are sensitive and overly sensitive, which of course is easy to say when it's something that doesn't affect you at all.
But it's also like all you had to do was say, I'm sorry. And the gag.
Exactly.
He did it so like, here's the thing. The Oscars,
I know.
The Oscars, like, you need to apologize or you need to step down. And then he steps down and says, I'm sorry. Like, what?
Like, you ended up doing both.
Like, if you were gonna apologize, why step down? He's so stupid. It's just like, this is a 1-year-old's birthday party. All you literally have to do is either not say anything or be like, you know what, my bad. But then you have to this is what did Jay-Z say? Pride always becoming for the fall. Almost certainly, because of shit like this. Because it's just like, all you had to do was just say, like, my bad, and then that's it. Your child don't know what the fuck that party was. And the other thing too about it is how
the party.
Like, that's what the whole thing started from, because he had a party that was cowboys and Indians, which by the way, like, the whole concept of cowboys and Indians is like the genocide of Native people, and they're not even Indians. So it's just kind of like, yeah, bitch, of course it's offensive because your whole party theme was about these people being murdered. So what the fuck? Like,
damn.
The common theme throughout everything we talked about is, if people thought about what they did for about 5 seconds, just 5 seconds, none of this would have happened. We would have had no minutes of color this week, but bitches didn't want to think. Damn.
It's also just like I was just having this conversation with someone before. Like, it's not that you have a past. It's not that you've made mistakes. Right. It's not that you've done fucked up shit. We've all been there. I mean, not to that extent, but we've all done stuff. And yes, and like, no matter where you are, like, you know, people respect growth. You know, there's always going to be those people that are going to stick to things. But, like, I think people do genuinely respect when people actually grow from something. And what this man has shown is that he hasn't grown from shit. Because he's shown that he continues to have zero respect for queer people. for LGBTQ people. He has no respect for us. He's never actually apologized, first of all, for what he said.
Right.
It wasn't until this moment where he apologized. And it was this half-ass apology after he refused to apologize. And like, he thought he was going to do his little Tina Fey thing where he refused to apologize, but you're not a white woman, so you can't get away with that shit. Second of all,
Well,
like, no, but that's just real. Like, Tina Fey can do that shit, and she's gonna have, like, the powers that be are gonna be behind her on that shit. But you're not gonna get that because you are black. And then it just comes down to, like, all these people also coming out and defending him. Like, acting like he's being persecuted. Like, acting like he's being, like, fucking hung on a cross or something. And all these, like, conspiracy theories. And I think even The Root, which was really disappointing, theroot.com, like, wrote this whole article and, like, tried to tie it to, like, police brutality and, like, the prison system and all this other shit. And I'm just like, literally every time a black straight man does some fucked up shit, here y'all niggas go with the conspiracy theories and trying to tie it to real structural issues. Like, yes, black men are discriminated against. Yes, that's true. But that doesn't mean you get to just do whatever the fuck you want to do and you get to be homophobic and misogynistic and transphobic and all that other shit. That means you still got to be accountable for that shit. Now, are people going to try to hold you more accountable than they maybe would your white counterparts? Sure. But that shouldn't be the argument here. It shouldn't be, oh, the white people are doing it. Why can't I do it too? Why can't I oppress everyone just like the white people? That shouldn't be your question.
Black straight men and white queer men to me have like the same level of privilege and they have the same level of attitude and they act like it's almost kind of like black straight men act like they are like almost they have every single privilege that you can have except for racial being white, and gay queer men have every single or white queer men have every single privilege you can have except being straight. And I feel like they're always competing for who can oppress the most people. And to me, it's you can always tell like the difference between people who want equality versus people who just want privilege, because like people who want privilege do things where when they get up or are able to like move up to where they want to get to or achieve something, they always take the opportunity to shit on someone else. It's the same reason why donations for LGBT centers like dropped drastically once gay marriage was made, because they didn't give a fuck about anybody else. And it's the same situation with these two things. And straight black men are the same way. Like they love to sit there and be like, hey yo, are you gonna sit there and march for Trayvon? But then it's like, okay, but are you gonna sit there and march for Sandra Bland? Like, and they're gonna sit and who? And so it's just kind of like, so, and then like why should we march for you, but then you're gonna sit there and like misgender people on purpose or like try to out trans sex workers? Like black straight men just do so many things that just piss me off. I'm obviously not all, but like do better. Just straight men in general. Do better.
I mean, anybody can get hit. So if you felt it, then it's what you deserve. But yeah, and it's like DL Hughley came out, like he dusted his old ashy knees off and came out looking like, you know, somebody said he looked like the homeless dude from the PJs, like the crackhead.
Oh shit, my!
And I was like, wow, truer words have never been spoken. But
what did he say? Was he trying to defend him?
Yeah, he was defending. I mean, him. What's the nigga from Drumline?
Nick
that
Cannon?
Was married. Yes, there we go. I was like, that was married to Mariah Carey.
Well,
Nick
we
Cannon.
have 4 letters for him. GTFO.
Yep. How about you get the fuck out?
Period.
Oh my god.
No. I said no. Actually, I've been listening to the album more, and I am actually liking it. I love a no.
Do Fonse? I say no.
And I say no.
My favorite part of that is when she goes Portuguese for you, and then she goes Japanese for you.
Yeah. I know, and then she says no. Does she actually say anything in Japanese?
She does. She says it in Japanese. Yes, you have to like listen to it. Yeah.
Oh,
she goes,
I didn't hear that.
Yes, I love it.
I just love I love the choir singing no. I want like a choir to come with me and say no behind me every time I have to say no to something.
Don't say that too loud. Sam Smith might steal that idea.
Listen. But yeah, so yeah, DL Hughley tried to come for
I love you, Daddy.
more. DL Hughley?
No.
Sam Smith?
Oh, oof.
Weird.
I don't know. Neither one of those is good, but we keep moving. Yeah, India Moore from Pose gave him a good dragging. He called her a pussy. And
what?
she continued to drag him, and she ended with, pussies are warm, have depth, and are strong enough to take a beating. But balls don't do anything but hang outside and shrivel up when it gets cold. Pussy is absolutely complimentary to who I am. You better say that, Miss Moore.
Dang.
D.L. Hughley is so ugly. Like, that was gross.
Yes. He really, he just needs to shut up. Collect your residual checks.
From the Kings of
from the
Comedy
Hughleys. Oh, I was talking about the Hughley show. I forgot.
Oh wow, but is that syndicated?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years, so I guess I can say for sure. But anyway, this has just been a long rant about black straight men in particular who just do not want to take responsibility for their shit. You niggas just want to do we'll come up with whole conspiracy theories. It's not that Bill Cosby assaulted 300 women. No, it's really because what actually happened was he was trying to buy CBS, and the man didn't want to let that happen. So what really happened? I
cannot believe when that came out. I was like, do y'all hear yourself?
Do you hear the words that are coming out of your goddamn mouth?
Are you dumb?
They are.
You on drugs?
No, they're not dumb. It's actually really sad because it's like watching people replicate defending white supremacy, but it makes even less sense.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. It makes even less sense. Like the conspiracy theories sound even crazier. I'm just like, child, what are you doing? It's so interesting watching it's funny seeing straight black men because they're always everything is Western, right? Everything bad is the white man, right? Trying to get them, except for misogyny. That's fine. They didn't get that from white people, but everything else, you having a period, that's from the white man. You gay, it's from the white man. But misogyny, no, that's homegrown.
Don't tell them that people in Africa and other cultures were gay way before white people. Don't tell them that because they don't know how to.
They're not ready for that. I mean, look, people lost their minds when they found out that Malcolm X wasn't all the way straight.
Listen, if I knew, I wish I was alive at that time because we would have done some.
I would not want to be alive at that time. So this niggas wilding now. You know they was really wild and wild. They was wilding back then.
I know. Sorry, Malcolm X is just cute. That's all.
Oh yeah. Me and Malcolm could have did some things.
You know who else was cute? Who was the one that fucked Marlon Brando?
Marlon Brando is fine. I could do some things with Marlon Brando.
It wasn't Al Green.
Right? I like Paul Newman. James Dean. I think it was either James Dean or Paul Newman. I think it was both, maybe.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye and the comedian.
Oh, yes.
What's that nigga's name? I can't remember. Why am I blanking on his name? He's a
Richard Gere. Is that what it was?
Richard Pryor. There we go.
Pryor. Fuck.
See, Richard Pryor doesn't do anything for me, but Marvin Gaye, yes.
I meant Marvin Gaye because Marvin Gaye and Marlon Brando. Actually, honestly, if Richard Pryor in that group, that I would watch it. I would pay for the OnlyFans.
Oh yes. Wait, okay. You know whose OnlyFans I would want to? Oh, maybe that can be the question. No, I'm just gonna say it. You know whose OnlyFans I would want to see? Gene Kelly. Now, y'all probably don't know Gene Kelly, but Gene Kelly used to be a
Singing in the Rain
dancer. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know. He was a really big musical actor in the 40s and 50s, and that man had a butt. Watch Pirate with him and Judy Garland, and he was wearing some short shorts, and his thighs are out.
Oh, I see it on Google. Oh, okay.
Came through dripping, teardrops. That's what I'm talking about. Those thighs were cut, okay, and that booty was poking,
thighs were cut
all the way out. Watch Pirates. I don't remember if it's pluralized or not, but watch that movie, 1948. That's the year it came out. Anyway, the world is wondering how much this very wealthy, the richest man in India, how much he paid Beyonce to perform at his daughter's wedding. What do y'all think? Because apparently her fee starts at $2 million, but I think it was way more than that.
Oh, $2 million! I feel like it's chump change because I feel like if that were the case, Beyonce would be booked all the time. Because you have to think about for a Beyonce production, it's not just Beyonce. There's dancers that have to be booked.
Yep.
Like they are going to India. There are stages that have to be
Stage
booked.
setting.
There's lights.
Yep.
There's rehearsals. There's booking fees. There's rehearsal fees. There's like the singers. There's the instruments. There's the costumes that have to be made. Like there is like they spend money. Like
Yeah.
I
mean, this man is worth $45 billion, so he has it.
I'm sure that it was maybe around 20 million to 25 or something like that, and he was like, that's literally like $50. Like, imagine being so rich that Beyonce is literally like chump change.
Yeah,
So-
I do not believe that it's less than 25 million. I don't
There's
believe it's
no
less than
way.
25 million.
She performed Naughty Girl?
Did she?
Oh, no,
I
what
didn't
did she
see.
perform?
I saw
That's
little
the
clips.
question that you have. At all.
What was the track list?
I mean, has it been released? I've just been seeing bits and pieces.
Beyonce wedding track.
The daughter's name is Isha Ambani. I'm sure somebody's gonna correct me, and I actually welcome it because I probably fucked that up. Oh my god, we're the same age. Yeah, she's the
As
daughter
who?
of the richest daughter, the daughter of the richest man in India.
Damn, I could be straight for that.
He raised me to believe I could. And she married a 33-year-old executive director of the global conglomerate Piramal Group and founder of Piramal Realty in Mumbai.
Wow.
She's an Ivy Leaguer. She went to Yale.
And here I am dating niggas that are writers. Like writing scripts in Starbucks.
Team.
She went to Yale and Stanford. She said not one Ivy, but two.
Damn.
She said, what's better than one Ivy? Two.
John, do you know that song?
What else happened at this wedding?
Every time I hear that song and she says, what's better than 1 billion? And he said, what's better than 1 billionaire? Two. I think because I know he would be like, done.
What's better than
The redistribution of wealth.
Actually, a system where it's actually a social
Communism.
I'm glad that you asked. Actually, a social democratic would be great. Let's talk I'm dead.
God.
The music
And,
video for that.
But was
Stop.
interesting. But what cracked me up was Hillary Clinton was there, which of course that makes sense that she would be at a billionaire's wedding. To me,
She was doing a speaking fee.
did she?
Oh no, but it sounds like she do it though, right?
Why would someone know
I don't know. She totally
Clinton
would, but I feel like you know what I feel like Hillary is just like in with all the billionaires, like all the 1%ers. Because I feel like she's an agent of the 1%. But
She's in Cedar Rapids. That's their headquarters.
And then there was also the discussion around Beyonce's costume, her outfit, and whether it was appropriative. And it was interesting. Like, it was funny seeing people like, oh, is Beyonce appropriating? Why is it okay that Beyonce does it? And then it was interesting watching Indian women specifically jumping on Twitter and gathering everyone else together and being like, hey, bitch, she was invited to a wedding in India.
It's a wedding, you
an
dumb
Indian
bitch.
wedding in India.
Like, what is she supposed to wear, girl? Like, what do you
Like, somebody was like, if you showed up to an Indian wedding, like,
with like J-Lo's Grammy dress with the
Yeah.
with her titties all out? Like, what do you think she's gonna fucking wear? Oh my god.
yeah, so that was quite interesting.
Quite interesting.
Quite, yes. It also, there was also Priyanka Chopra and what's the nigga's name that she's married?
Nick Jonas.
Were in attendance. Did you see Priyanka's extremely long veil that needed to be carried by like 5 people?
Yeah.
But that
It was
girl
gorgeous. She looked
is
amazing.
Beautiful.
She is gorgeous. And the funny thing is, some girl wrote an article. I don't remember what publication it was for, but some girl wrote an article like basically calling her a gold digger. And I've been living because there's been a lot of a lot of articles have been written about like how big Priyanka Chopra is outside of the US. Like, she's one of the most well-paid Bollywood actresses in Bollywood, and Bollywood makes apparently more money than Hollywood.
But also,
What?
like, yeah.
Let me look this up. Let me like find where I actually.
No, that's true.
Because I read it
Also-
earlier today, but I didn't save it. Sorry, go
I
ahead,
read that
Frankie.
too, Baze. But also, I don't know why I almost called you the name that was popped up on Grindr right now.
Okay.
Wow. Why did I say that out loud?
Because you're under the influence. Because you're evolving.
To what?
No, because you said not drinking is regression, so you're evolving since you're drinking.
Oh, tea. I'm in a great mood. Priyanka Chopra, or how do you pronounce her name? Sorry,
Priyanka Chopra.
One more time.
Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka Chopra. Okay, so like Nick Jonas actually slid into her DMs too because he knew that she was kind of like a big ass deal, and so I honestly kind of want to see the sex that they have because I feel like
God.
I feel like they have
so invasive.
amazing sex. Do you? Okay, they're both gorgeous. I
don't know.
These are good.
I don't know about
segues.
him. I feel like he could go either way. He could be either really good, but I get the feeling that he's like one of those like piston power type of niggas. They just be like jabbing it in.
I feel like she's.
No, she's not. So she's going. You know what? She's gonna give him a little. She probably taught him. She probably was like, "This is how." Because she's also older than him too. So she was probably like, "This is. You've only been with little girls so far. You've been with white girls.
I'm gonna show you
how to be
woman.
I'm gonna show you how to be with a woman of color." Okay.
Baze, that was the blackest thing. Black
she
women
said.
say that all
She
the
said
time.
he liked the way I rock my hips. And wait, and sit. Now I got 36. Is it 36 or 32 flavors of this bootylicious bubble gum? Raspberry, grape, cherry. Come and get this honey bun. Yummy yum, baby. Not your ordinary lady. No, drive a nigga crazy. Willy Wonka wanna pay me.
Yes.
Wobbity wobble wobble wobby.
Ass so fat. All these
Priyanka
bitches
Chopra
pussies
is
is clobbered.
clobbered.
What did you call her earlier?
Jonas is
Anon Lee?
No, girl, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Oh, sorry.
Bad bitches, I'm your leader. Feeling by the meter. Beyonce
Well-
performing at a wedding in India.
We got.
You put that rap together. No, let me not be shady.
Right now.
I was gonna say you put that rap together like Cardi B, but we gonna move on.
And what about it?
And what about
I'm not here to rap. I'm here to make money. I'm here about that
Okay.
bag. I'm here about the coins.
money? He ain't in the car. That's Meals on Wheels. I love that line so much. I was like, yes, Cardi. She said that's Meals on Wheels.
John was like,
I hate when she says he eat this ass like soup, and then she does this.
oh, okay. Nope, we're moving
I was
on.
like, girl, you know what that makes me think of? I know y'all know what that makes me think of, because I know it makes y'all think of the same thing, and it's not a pretty picture. I don't know why she would call soup
gross.
soup.
Soup?
I mean, you
Was
do
that-
kind
was
of.
that
I mean,
it?
some people sop it up. Jesus
I mean,
is a biscuit.
and that's okay
Let
in the
him
moment.
sop
When-
you up.
Like Campbell's
And when
Chunky?
you want to sop it
Chunky
up in the
soup?
moment, that's a beautiful thing. That's a
You
beautiful
didn't
thing.
just say Campbell's Chunky.
Yes, the Campbell's Chunky soup?
Not Campbell's Chunky.
No.
No. I'm trying to, no. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, what else is going on? We got
So
a few-
anyway, Priyanka is the real prize in that relationship. Nick Jonas is like, he cute or whatever, but he's a
Whatever.
boy band like guy. He's like, what has he been in? Like, what has he done lately? You know, like
have you
Priyanka
done for
Chopra is
me?
that
But
girl.
what have you done for him lately?
Yeah, so like let's just respect her. Like let's put some respect on her name. Let's acknowledge that the world is not the US. There are people outside of the
Yes.
US and they have societies and they have their own celebrities, and their celebrities are just as valuable and important as ours are to us. So, you know, let's just be there. Let's just acknowledge that. It also has like there's some racial undertones, like painting her as like this dark like vixen who's come to like steal away this promising white boy. And I'm just like, Anyway, and I don't want to drag him. Like, you know, he was smart. He had the foresight to pick Priyanka. So yeah.
So glad you said
Would you
foresight.
not? Oh God, not foreskin. Foresight.
Anyway, should I talk about Jack from Twitter getting dragged?
Who?
What did he do now?
He's been encouraging people to go to Myanmar. Is that how you pronounce it?
Myanmar.
Myanmar.
What's
and
there?
they're currently trying to kill their Muslim population.
Oh,
So he's like telling,
so
he's-
why would he?
He's telling them to go for Vipassana meditation practice.
What?
And it's because he's done it. It's to know thyself. In his words, everyone should go to know thyself. He did it. He did 10 days of silence in Myanmar. And he's encouraging people to go. Yeah, there's something like 400,000, I think, people left that are, what is the name of this? Rohingya Muslims who are still left in the country. They're being killed. They're being murdered. They're being raped. Killed and murdered are the same thing. Sorry. But they're being tortured. And so, yeah, it's just like, just fun little things like that. You guys should go there and get your Eat, Pray, Love on. May hardly even notice the tragedy occurring around you. Yeah, hundreds of thousands have fled. So it's just really fucked up that he would bypass all that. But it also like says a lot about Jack, and it really like I think kind of says a lot as well about like Twitter, if we're being real, because this man refuses to hold white supremacists to account on Twitter. So I guess it kind of it's kind of on brand. Yeah. I mean,
oh, did she hit the blunt a little bit too hard?
Yes. What else do we have here? There's the Grammys, there's the Golden Globes.
Okay, so did you see? Oh,
wait, real quick, I want to talk about something dark. Sorry, I really just have to do this, and it's dark, so I just gotta mention it.
Ariana Grande?
Just what?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, I'm actually talking about police brutality against a black woman, and look what you do.
Oh my god. Wow. Bad timing.
Anyway, so I just, Jasmine Headley, she's, being held without bail in Rikers Island. She was arrested for resisting arrest. Imagine being arrested for resisting arrest. Blocking a hallway and endangering the life of an infant. A security guard came up to her and tried to rip her son out of her arm. I think he's 8 months old. 8-month-old son out of her arm. Or I guess they did. And they arrested her because she was sitting on the floor in this office. She was there to, let me see, what was she there to do? She was there. Oh, he's 18 months old, actually. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm still looking at it, but basically she was at this place. She was sitting on the floor because there was no seats left, and they told her to move and she didn't. So they got her, they arrested her and they took her son from her, and now she may be losing custody of her son, and she's currently sitting in Rikers. So just once again, fuck the police. Just a daily reminder, fuck the police. Yeah.
Every time I hear stuff like this, it's just like, it just reminds me of like, I just think like how have like marginalized people like not burned this country down yet, like it's just like, I don't even know. I don't know what else to say, because we come on here every week and we talk about this stuff, and it's like, at this point, I don't know what to say. Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm just ready to burn shit. So,
yeah.
Let me know when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just really depressing to read about this kind of stuff on a regular basis. But, yeah, she was there to get vouchers for her kid. So, it's like childcare vouchers. So, she's probably trying to get to work, trying to, like, be able to have her son be watched by someone. And the officer was like threatening bystanders that were trying to like get involved, as you should if you see a woman being attacked with her baby. But yeah, so I don't know, just wanted to mention that. But that's
what's frustrating about all of this, is like none of these people are trying to do like, do people realize that like when people are coming here and they're migrating to America and like they are risking all of these things, do people realize that they're not doing it because it's fun? Like, it's not like people aren't doing it because they're just like, oh, I'm bored, I just want to like make the trip over there. Do people realize that like people are in situations where they don't have money, where like their houses are literally like falling apart because there's earthquakes and their children can't get education? Do people realize that like certain people aren't able to have just like iPhones every time, and like certain people are born into countries with like war? What do they say in America's Next Top Model? Some people have war in their countries, and so it's just like you come over here and people come over here and they're trying to get a better life for themselves, and then you have the audacity to sit there and tell people that you can't come here because because their skin color is darker than you. And then you want to sit there and call them shithole countries. You can actually you can't suck a dick, because that shit's better than you. You can sit there and choke. Like that, I'm sorry, that stuff makes me so angry, because it's just how, like, all they want to do, all these people want to do is live and have their children have a better life than they did. That's literally it. And you demonize them for that. You can, like, that makes me want to fight.
So happy stuff, Grammys and Golden Globes.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
No, I just was like, let's just end this on a good note. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was hilarious that Nicki Minaj didn't get any nominations, and somebody called her Nunley.
Oh,
It just was like, after all those antics, after all that stuff.
Because no one talked about the music. Queen Radio can't be nominated for a Grammy. Oh my God, if they had Grammys, do you think we'd be nominated for podcasts?
Mm-mm.
straight up.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't think it's not realistic. We cute or whatever, but we hood cute. We low budget cute. And that's where I'm fine with. That's where we're at. When we get funds, then we can be high budget cute. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what I thought that was funny. Cardi is nominated for 7, which I was like, okay, well, sure.
So I felt like this year the Grammys the Grammy nominations were kind of like boring. Like I wasn't excited by anything really. Like the only thing that really, I think the Black Panther album should win Album of the Year. But other than that, like,
I know Chloe and Halle were nominated for 2. Were they nominated for Album of the Year?
No, they were nominated for Best New Artist and then Urban Contemporary Album.
They should have been nominated for Album of the Year.
I don't think they're gonna win Best New. I don't think they're gonna win either, and I'm mad because I think that they should win both.
Oh, I know they won't, because they don't have the popularity that some other people that do, and I think that I don't know, what's that one girl, Esperanza Spalding? Didn't she win Best New Artist?
Yes, but she's actually talented. She won over, like, everyone was crazy. Everyone was like, who is her? Who is she? Because she won over Nicki Minaj. And
but Chloe and Halle are really talented too.
But speaking of who is her, do you guys like her? Her got 5 Grammy nominations.
I listened to the album after the nominations came out, and to me, it sounded like every other kind of like alternative R&B album. Like, to me, like, if you played that and Jhené Aiko's album back to back, it would sound like the same thing.
No, they're not the same. I don't know. I like her. I don't know. She's like new. It's like a modern R&B, I guess.
Her album is like vibey music, and it's like I'm just kind of over. I'm over like vibey R&B music, because it's like everyone is just like doing ASMR music, and it's like, girl, like, I don't know. Can
you come up with something else? Come up with something else?
It's like everyone can do that. Like everyone could have sung the song she was singing. Not lyrically, but it's just like.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna like read these really quickly. So record of the year nominations are I Like It, Cardi B, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, The Joke by Brandy Carlisle. I don't even know who that is.
Who?
This Is America by Childish Gambino. No. God's Plan by Drake. No. Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Haven't heard it. All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. That one. Rockstar, Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. Never heard it. The Middle by Zedd and Maren Morris and Gray. Nope. No idea. So I think All of the Stars should win that one.
I think Shallow should win it. actually.
Shallow.
Woo!
Oh,
the little monster jumped out.
No, A Star Is Born had a great soundtrack. I'm not even gonna front. I actually, The Shallow is an amazing song. All the Stars is amazing too, but
album of the year: Invasion of Privacy, By the Way I Forgive You, Scorpion. Which of course that's just popularity. Like Scorpion was not like that girl. It just wasn't. Sorry, Her, Her, Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone.
Who is that?
Post Malone, I haven't heard that. Dirty Computer, Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, and the Black Panther album. So I'm gonna say it's between Dirty Computer and Black Panther, but I think Black Panther is I would give it to Black Panther.
I think they're gonna give it to that white girl we've never heard of.
Yeah,
Brandy
I think they're gonna give it to
Carlisle.
Casey Musgraves.
Either
Casey Musgraves.
she's gonna get it or Her is gonna get it.
Do you think Her is gonna get it?
I
Album of the year?
randomly feel like Her might get it because I feel like they want to give it to a black person, but they don't want to give it to Janelle Monáe, and they don't want to give it to the Black Panther album.
See, I feel like they would give it. I feel like they don't want to give it to Black Panther. I feel like they would give it to either. I feel like they give it to either Cardi or Janelle because of the shit from Beyonce. But I don't know.
I think Cardi's gonna win it. Actually, to be honest,
Really,
with you.
yeah, I kind of
do.
feel that way too because she's super popular. She's black, but not too black in terms of look.
Dang.
Yeah,
Cardi is scary. Her career is scary to me because I feel like she's doing everything so fast, and I
do you
don't
think it'll last?
know. Well, it's just more like I'm curious to see what she wants to do because to me, Cardi's not an artist like Beyonce and that she's interested in having this longevity and impact and
But we don't know that. She just came out.
She literally has said she doesn't give a fuck. She's just here to make money. I'm saying this based off of what she's saying.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just she's not interested in that. So I'm curious to see what does she just go away?
Making money, she wants to make money for the rest of her life, which means keeping
I
making
think
music.
she'll be around. I think she'll be around for a while.
Exactly.
I don't think that she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna go out as one of our greats or anything. But I think she's definitely gonna be around for a few years.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy her. I would like her to stay around, and I would like her to plan for the long game, but I don't think she wants to. So I'm just curious to see what she's going to. I feel like if she wins this, what else? What do you do? Your first album of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Song of the year is All the Stars, Boot Up, God's Plan, In My Blood, The Joke, The Middle, Shallow, and This Is America.
Oh, I
so
kind
of these
want Boot
songs,
Up to win.
Which one?
Boot Up.
See, I like Boot Up, but I think All the Stars is still gonna be my top one. Best new artist is Chloe and Halle, Luke Combs, Greta Van Fleet. Okay, I kind of love that. Her, Dua Lipa, Margot Price, BB Rexa, and Georgia Smith. So I'm thinking Chloe and Halle or Greta Van Fleet just based off her name.
I would love Chloe and Halle to win. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think.
Yeah. Wait, do you think they might give it to them because they're Beyonce's proteges?
No, I think that's why they won't because they hate Beyonce. They snubbed. I mean, not snubbed. I mean, they didn't fucking nominate Everything Is Love. Literally, I feel like because of that line that they put in.
Yeah, but I also feel like Everything Is Love was not necessarily worthy of a Grammy.
I think that there were individual songs that were better than a lot of shit that was released. I'll say that. Yeah. Rap, to me, Everything Is Love should have swept the rap categories. I was shook that it wasn't nominated. It's a rap album to me. So if you, to me, if you put Invasion of Privacy next to Everything Is Love as a rap album, Everything Is Love takes it. So I was shook.
That's true. If Scorpion can be on here, then certainly Everything Is Love can be on here.
Yeah, that had me shook because Beyonce's verse in Ape Shit alone demolishes everything.
Yeah, and Friends is definitely that girl.
To be honest, as homophobic as they are, I'm really surprised the City Girls weren't on there.
I'm not. I don't think the City Girls are going to be around for very long.
Yeah.
No, it's more. I don't know when it was released, but I think they have the best hip hop album of the year.
Stop.
No.
Their first. They
Young Miami cannot rap for shit. Let's start there.
I know, but period. The album is amazing.
It had impact definitely. So I guess in that case alone, I guess you could do that. I just don't think it deserves it. I think that JT carries that group, and I think that when she gets out, she needs to just drop Young Miami because she's a she's a hindrance.
How is JT in jail and has the better reputation?
Right? Well, because she's in jail. Sense. She ain't doing nothing. She ain't running her mouth on Twitter.
I wonder if she's homophobic interviews. Too, or if
she probably is. Girl, if they friends, they probably birds of a feather. But the good thing that JT has on her side is that you ain't heard it yet. So she can keep it to herself. I think she has some tweets too. But hers are really super old. So if she manages this right, she could just shed Young Miami and just do her own thing. Because Young Miami, I was literally talking to
someone about this yesterday. I was just like, what she should do is disband the City Girls. Say Young Miami is fucking homophobic. JT gets her dark skinned pretty ass out, and then just raps. Because she went off like. Okay, let me stop because I'm gonna get dragged. But yeah,
she's really good. It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I saw this one video and it was like this little girl was playing in the front seat of the car, and the mom came back in the car. She's like, "Get your ass in the back seat and stop playing in my goddamn car." And somebody was like, a visual representation of JT getting out of jail. That video cracked me up. Okay, best pop solo performance: Colors by Beck. Oh, Beck is back. I still have not listened to a single song by Beck, but
right?
Havana by Camila Cabello.
What?
God is a Woman by Ariana Grande. Joanne by Lady Gaga, and Better Now by Post Malone. I think God is a Woman. Yeah.
Yeah, Joanne. What's that doing on there?
I want Joanne to win, but I think I want Joanne to win, but I think I do. I think Joanne is the best song out of all of those, and I think that Camilla's gonna win.
It's about a song. It's about a woman she's never met.
Okay, but to me, in my opinion, out of those songs, it is the better song. God as a Woman is the second best, but Joanne is the better song.
Okay, well, I'm tired of looking at this list, and we are running short on time.
Yeah.
Real quick, did y'all have any things about the Golden Globes that you wanted to say before we move on?
I actually didn't know they came out because of the Grammys. So is Viola Davis nominated for anything?
Let's see. So best performance by an actress in a limited series or motion picture made for television is Amy Adams, Patricia Arquette, Connie Britton,
I like her.
Laura Dern, and Regina King. I like Amy Adams for Sharp Objects. I haven't seen any of these other things. Best television series is Barry, The Good Place, Kidding, The Kominsky Method, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I love The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. If you guys haven't watched this on Amazon Prime, it's really good. Best performance by an actor is Antonio Banderas, Daniel Bruhl, Darren Criss, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Hugh Grant. I heard Darren Criss was really good in that that Valentino thing. Not Valentino, Versace.
Oh, the Versace, yeah.
Yeah. Television series, movies. Best actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy: Christian Bale, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Viggo Mortensen, Robert Redford, and John C. Reilly. Best actress. The television. There's so many categories. Jesus Christ. Okay, drama: Glenn Close, The Wife; Lady Gaga, Star Is Born; Nicole Kidman, Destroyer; Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me; and Rosamund Pike, A Private War.
I feel so bad. I literally thought that Glenn Close was dead, but
what?
I don't know why. I don't know why. After Damages, I thought she died. I don't know why, but
interesting. Yeah, there's no like black people.
But doesn't Glenn Close also remind you of like an older version of Ellen DeGeneres?
Oh, I can see it. She's always gotten comparisons to Meryl Streep. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say she looks like Meryl Streep.
But okay. Oh, Constance Wu was nominated for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy.
For what?
For
Crazy Rich Asians.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, sorry, you said Best Actress.
For what?
Oh, in musical or comedy. Charlize Theron, Elsie Fisher, Olivia Colman. I'm gonna see The Favorite tomorrow, so I'm like looking forward to that. But Olivia Colman plays the queen in The Favorite.
Did you see Widow's Bays? Because
I told you, we talked about it. It was really good.
Ugh, iconic.
But nobody in Black Panther was nominated, which I guess maybe I don't know that anybody. Well, I think what's his name, M'Baku the guy who played M'Baku should have been nominated.
M'Baku's Thighs should have been nominated. And
Best supporting actors in M'Baku's Thighs.
I replayed the Jabari tribe coming in like over and over again. Like that is
We will not have it.
That is like the Breed It Raw video of my dreams.
Oh my
Like,
god!
could you just
and you have a
imagine?
child in charge of your technological advancements. We will not have it.
I want him to be in charge of my
We will not
technological
have it.
advancements.
Paige, you're so dumb.
Anyway, that's gonna be that for the Minutes of Color. We'll be back with the discourse.
The what?
The discourse.
All right.
Jesus, you uncultured swine. Keep up. Hello and welcome back to the discourse. Are y'all tired of this French accent yet? Probably, but that's okay because I'm gonna keep doing it. Yes. So last week, John was not here for this, but Rakeem and I were with Renee, talking about our experiences with Tumblr. We recorded a whole episode and it did not actually save. So we're gonna redo it this week. This time with Jean.
Jean.
Jean van Coggendahl.
That is I.
Van Coggendahl.
I am John Gale Kagendahan.
Yeah, so this week we're doing No John. Basically the question was, and it still is, how did Tumblr change your life? And what were like some of your more memorable moments from it?
And this is because of the new changes, right?
Yes. So, sorry, I forgot. I did the whole thing last week. Yes, Tumblr is shutting down their porn. There's not going to be any adult content on Tumblr anymore.
So it's shutting down.
Because,
Period.
basically, what happened was somebody had discovered child porn on Tumblr, and so then Apple iTunes refused to carry the app on their store, and then that led Tumblr to crack down on it, which is still funny because they still got Nazi content, so they're not cracking down on that, but they're cracking down on the porn.
Right.
Also the fact that like instead of just like getting
The child porn,
hiring,
like
well, they could just hire, what's it called, to like get rid of that. Like they could hire what are they called? The people that edit websites and like go on websites and like filter things through.
Hackers?
I'm not hackers. Okay, it's escaping me right now, and that's okay. You guys know what I'm talking about. They could hire people to do this, to get rid of the child porn off of it. And instead, they're just like shutting down on everything. And, you know, a huge draw for Tumblr. And like, even when I first got on there, was just...
Oh, sorry, what?
What?
I was going to say, didn't they specify, like, when it came to nipples, that it would be female presenting nipples that they had to, like, censor in the flag? It's like...
Which, who knows what that means.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was really odd. Like, it sounded like they were trying to be woke, but it didn't quite like translate.
Female presenting nipples.
So, yeah, it was very odd.
Tumblr out Tumblred itself. That was just
But didn't it always? That was the fun thing about Tumblr, is it always out Tumblred itself. But yeah, so like there's always like part of the draw is just the adult content. It's like the freedom to have that there. Not necessarily I would go to interact with people, but like, and I would go to like see pretty like fashion pictures and stuff, but like I still like to see, a little porn, I like to see a little digging out of holes. From time a little digging out of the holes. From time to time.
A little OnlyFans.
What a little no, this is pre OnlyFans. This was when like all the girls were on Tumblr posting stuff for free.
Girl,
they just wanted attention.
I found a
they
dick pic on Tumblr in public, and I deleted. Like I was shook. Like,
were you guys around for Tumblrity?
Yes.
What is that?
But like I didn't get anywhere with it. I remember I remember one of my goals at the time was like to be like one of the top 50 blogs.
Like I was on
What is that?
Tumblrity was this thing where they would chart or put on a graph. It's like popularity, like how well you were doing, like how well your posts and how many ads you were getting, followers, and they would track it, and then they would like put you on a chart, and then they would compare your followers, like who your similar followers were, and then they would say like, and then they would even say they would rank your like top mutuals as well. So this was all like, it was almost like kind of MySpacey back then.
It was. I mean, but it was also like, oh.
Sorry, I like accidentally like yanked my headphones out of my ears.
Oh, I hate when that happens. So for me, like Tumblr was always interesting because I didn't actually like make my own Tumblr. My cousin did, and she was like, oh, like you have to get on the site. It's like really cool. It's this thing. And I remember I would like post pictures on it and like nothing ever really happened. And then, like one day, I don't know. I like randomly posted like a self-portrait and it like, or like no, it wasn't a self-portrait. It was a picture of a model that I was photographing with like a crown on and it got like 12,000 notes. And I was like, oh, this is some shit. And then I started posting my work on there. And then because of that, that's how I ended up meeting Baze and John. Well, no, John, we didn't meet through Tumblr. We met at the Beyonce concert. And that's how Baze and I met. But it was such like this cool thing because I'm looking back and first I'm looking back and I'm like, Tumblr was so messy back then. Like I look at 2016 and I cringe. But it helped me shape.
That was when I started to dip, but
sorry. It helped me shape so much of like what I, like my thought processes, like how I kind of think about like social justice. It's the website that introduced me to a lot of those things. And I feel like it's the website that introduced a lot of people to those, subjects for the first time. So it's sad to see it go like this. And especially because of like the porn, but it's like, what did you think was going to happen? You know?
Yeah.
Sorry. So, do you guys have like, do y'all want to go or do you want to do favorite moments? How do you want to go about doing it?
I'll go real quick. Okay. Yeah, I just felt, wow, I'm sorry. I just was on Twitter and this girl is like slobbering all over this really small dick.
Oh.
And it's like, she's just doing a lot and it's not necessary. I'm just like, okay, sorry. Anyway, yes, so Tumblr. I discovered Tumblr many moons ago. I discovered it because I was obsessed with the We Found Love video. Rihanna's.
Why is that like peak Tumblr to people?
For me, I don't know. Well, because the video was like super Tumblr. Like at that time, every girl was wearing like high-waisted skirts with like the stockings and like garter belts and like I don't know, like high-waisted was like, oh my god, everyone was wearing high-waisted. Like high-waisted was like that moment. Like guys weren't wearing high-waisted yet. They were still wearing skinny jeans. Guys were wearing like their flannel shirts with their skinny jeans and their like fedora. Black guys were starting to wear flat tops and God, 2011 was an odd year. It was an interesting year. What a time to be alive. But yeah, so I was watching that video. I watched it over and over again and I was watching it on NicoleBitchy.com. And I was in the comments and somebody was like, oh my god, this is so Tumblr. And I was like, oh my god, what is that? So I like went and looked up Tumblr and then it changed my life. I slowly just started following more people and I got involved in the community and I learned a lot of things. I definitely always been, I've always loved history. So I've always been aware of like racial disparities and like, the power structures and all that other shit. But it wasn't, I don't think I had like as much of a language for it as I did until Tumblr, because of Tumblr. It gave me access to a lot of things that, because I was like in and out of school and was like not consistent with it, it wasn't something that I was learning. And so I was learning it on Tumblr through other people. It gave me a sense of community. Like I was very antisocial. When I think back to like when I was on Tumblr, like I was like very antisocial. I was like living like vicariously through my best friend at the time. And she was like telling me stories and what was going on in her life. And I would just like be like, oh wow, like someday I'll leave my bedroom and I'll go out and live life too. And, I was super depressed. I really was very depressed and antisocial. I mean, I'm in New York now with my man, so,
Ooh. And he said, you're in LA, single, so.
I have definitely grown, and I'm definitely not the person that I was in 2011 when I first hit Tumblr. So it changed my life in a lot of ways. All of my current friends are either people I met off of Tumblr or people that I met through people that I met off of Tumblr. I met you guys on Tumblr or Instagram, one or the other. I met my man on Tumblr or Instagram.
Yes, come on, my man.
Exactly which one it was at first, but we definitely were like met through there, one of those social media accounts. It like gave me a social life. It gave me a sense of community, and it gave me a sense of pride. Yeah.
Jean.
Yeah, so speaking of Tumblrity, I think I've been on Tumblr since like 2008. So right after I finished nursing school, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? And then, I was just, I think do you guys remember D-List?
My life on it.
I never went on it, but I heard of it.
D-List was like the gay MySpace sort of, where you can like, no, not
I thought you meant My Life on the D List by Kathy Griffin.
No, not Kathy Griffin. But yeah, it was like a gay, like, sort of like a gay social networking site. And then like a lot of the boys on D-List also had a Tumblr and like would link it to their Tumblr, and then like it would just be like a collection of people's gay porn. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. But then I noticed like other people would like, it would be like porn and feelings, like personal posts, photography, architecture. And it was an interesting window because I grew up in Moreno Valley, and so I didn't really.
Oh, come on, she wrote that R. Come on, yes, Moreno Valley, Valley.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna live that down.
Did you say Moreno Valley?
Moreno Valley. Oh shit. But Moreno Valley, I guess, for lack of a better word, lacked a lot of culture, and so I think Tumblr for me was like a window to all these things that I never got to like. I don't get to regularly see. You know, I followed a lot of art blogs and architecture blogs, music, fashion, all this stuff that I wasn't seeing on a regular because I was just stuck in this podunk town. But it also, I mean, 10 years ago, I was a different person too. I was still coming into my own, and I owe a lot of what I know, like as far as queer culture and like we said earlier, social justice stuff to Tumblr, because I didn't go to college I went to college for nursing, so I didn't know a lot of like gender study stuff or like race ethnic studies. So a lot of people like, I feel like Tumblr was this like sort of renegade kind of school because people were just like always educating. And this is before it got really like call out culture-y. Like people would just like, this is what's happening, and this is why this is a problem. And before, like, I don't know, I feel like call out culture on Tumblr became more of a thing, I don't know, like 2013 to now. When do you guys feel like, when do you feel like that started? Like 2013-ish, right? Like,
I feel like,
wait, when did what start?
Like I feel like calling out culture on Tumblr, it became a problem. Like people were just attacking each other more frequently on Tumblr, you know. In 2013,
I feel like it was pretty early.
I feel like it's always been like that.
But I feel like, but I don't feel like it became like. I don't feel like people like started actually critiquing it. I don't feel like I saw people critiquing it as much until like 2013, 2014.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I got that sort of, that mentality to start, looking at things differently because of Tumblr and the people I've met. I mean, I've met you guys, and, I met a lot of people on Tumblr that I met IRL. There were like Tumblr meetups that I've always like wanted to go to. I never went to, but I've met some people that we met individually, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, Tumblr it was pretty much a big, I don't know what the word is, factor in my younger, and still is. I still have the app on my phone. Like you guys know, I get a lot of my memes still on Tumblr, and so it's a nice little getaway sometimes. And I'm really kind of sad. I feel like the time has come for it to go away. I feel like this is one of the longest relationships I've had. So now I finally have to cut it off, and like it's gonna be an interesting transition to, I guess I'll have to find
Twitter,
yeah, or something. I don't know, because I'm still not. I refuse to get Facebook.
I felt like that. I felt like that for a long time. I was like, it was really hard for me to like get into Twitter, but now I love it, and I actually think like a lot of the funnier people on Tumblr migrated to Twitter a while ago anyway. So yeah,
it's kind of weird because I mean I'm kind of sad a little bit because it's like, you know, it shapes so much of this. First of all, this is so funny because it's not like the site's shutting down. It's literally like you just can't see porn. Like, but it's also interesting though because it's like, you know, for people like me, I'm curious to see how it's affected different creative people because all of my work is flagged. Like I'm deleting mine because like it's literally useless for me now. So it's like
what? All of your work is flagged?
Yeah, so people have been sending. So the first day they started flag. So you know that there was one day last week where they did a thing where all of the work was flagged. Like all of this stuff got flagged that was deemed inappropriate. I got around at least like 40 or 50 different like messages, notifications, things from Tumblr people or just around that was like, oh, this got flagged, this got flagged, this got flagged. Like I literally can't post work on there anymore because it's like it always gets like if it's nude, it gets flagged. So it's sad because it's just kind of like Tumblr's kind of where I feel like I started posting work and people started to like pay attention to it, and it's kind of sad to see it go. But you know, like I guess all good things, but I do think it's curious that like instead of just getting rid of the child porn, like they do this. Like why was it hard to like it can't be that hard to just get rid of child porn, right? Like I feel like that's not too difficult. I don't know.
Yeah. And like what you guys had pointed out earlier, I think the community guidelines are interesting because you can still look up like white power and Nazi stuff and see a lot of that, and nothing's being done about that. But like, I don't know, female presenting nipples or whatever, or like an artist's photography's work is like being flagged. It's crazy.
And sex workers
right
are kind of like being forced out as well. Or not kind of, they're being forced out as well. And it was a safe space for them to exist in.
And Craigslist is gone. So
yeah, so it narrows down their safety and where they can safely, you know, sell their wares. I don't know. That's a weird way of putting that, but you get what I mean.
What do you guys think is going to happen to it now? I think there's going to be a huge, like, I feel like the Tumblr that I grew up with has changed a lot. Like, even the people I used to follow they're dwindling down too, so I don't even know what's going to happen.
I think that the site is going to crash on December 17th, like in a bad way, and I think that
isn't there a strike? Like everyone's supposed to log off on the 17th or something?
I think a lot of people are just going to delete their accounts because it's just like, because to me this whole Tumblr thing is indicative of a way bigger shift that we're kind of seeing, right? And especially because people have to realize like net neutrality happened too. So it's kind of like, this is what that looks like now. So like, you know, Yahoo bought Tumblr. They're going to get the porn off of there. And I feel like that's only the beginning. And I feel like there's going to be a bunch of different things that are going to be implemented now on the internet. Because the people who don't want to see it, and it's funny to me because I feel like the people who don't want to see the porn probably aren't on Tumblr anyway. So it's kind of just like, I don't even understand like why this is a thing, but You know, it's people being super religious and like super Christian and like God doesn't like this, and you know, we want to have family environments, and it like I don't like how people think like say like, oh well, we want this to be a family friendly website and blah 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 and this and this. Bitch, your families are made by fucking. Like, what family was okay? Well, no, yeah. What family was made by not when sex was not involved?
Adopting.
Those children still had to come from someone fucking.
True.
So, it's insane to me. It's just like everyone on Earth gets horny, yet act like sex is this like terrible thing. It's crazy to me. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think I was reading this thing about how like intentional it is, and the way that they're trying to like crack down on like nudity and how like there's a element of it that's anti like LGBTQ and anti-sex work, because it's trying to like kind of push us back. You know what I mean? Like it's trying to hide us because part of why the tide has turned so much politically in this country is because of like the internet and people having access to information and seeing people that are different from them and like finally getting to see them as human beings. And so, you know, there's just I was reading this thread about like how like they feel like conservatives are like doing their damnedest to like push alternative people back into the shadows.
Yeah, that's true, because I feel like a lot of us or I hate to say this, but like woke culture, like a lot of it came from internet and like Tumblr, right? And like I don't know how about you guys, but I wouldn't know a lot if it wasn't for that. And so I think I'm really worried about like if like kids or teenagers now don't have that. I don't know because I think, like I said, I didn't go to school or a formal college where, you know, I got to choose a topic that wasn't related to healthcare. And like, and like, so where else are people going to learn these things if it wasn't for the internet? Like,
I think now you can do it on Twitter. Like, I think that like, and on other places, I think before Tumblr was that girl, because like we didn't have a website or the information. Like, it's crazy to me because you really have to think about like over the last like 3 or 4 years, how much the discourse like has changed, because you know, like Tumblr was this Tumblr was this thing where like, you know, you got all that information, and that was kind of like the only place, and other places weren't having discourses like that. But now it's like they're everywhere, you know, and it's almost kind of like a trend to like be woke at this point that I feel like was kind of almost appropriated and lifted from Tumblr. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, what were your? Oh.
I was gonna say, did you guys hear that episode of Janet Mock's podcast where she interviewed? Excuse me, sorry, Roland Blanchard, the girl from Girl Meets World, and so she was saying that a lot of she also was like growing up with Tumblr and like, you know, her kids, and she wasn't learning a lot from what she was learning in school. Like she learned a lot about feminism and being bisexual and like trans identities all through Tumblr, and it's just like, where is that gonna go now? Where do kids like are gonna come across these things, you know? And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of sad. I don't know where the youth now are gonna get their information, I guess on Twitter, but like it's not in this package where it's like that comes with the personality, you know, like on Tumblr, you follow this blog that like is also not just one thing, but like it's from a person where it's like, you know, you can tell it's a person behind it, right? Like there's pictures, there's words, there's music, taste, things like that. And it's not, I don't know, it's not going to be the same thing anymore.
You bring up a good point though, John, which is that Tumblr's purpose was not to educate people. And it's sad that a website had to take the place of actually like educating people and children and having these conversations. So I think the issue isn't necessarily what happens when Tumblr goes, but how do we then like have those same conversations where people feel like they're learning things in schools?
Well, I think part of it is, that sucks, but I think part of it was just because you had people of so many different backgrounds in that space. Right. So you got a type of education that you couldn't get in the classroom.
Right. And that's the thing is that Tumblr,
So
like,
I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
it just allowed you to like look into different worlds that you wouldn't that's different from your own, right? From your everyday life that you wouldn't normally have access to without it. So you get to like browse other people's things, scroll and decide like, I want to keep following this. And then now it's not, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's going to change. And I mean, it's already changing. It's changed a lot, but
I will also say too. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say something on a brighter note, but go ahead.
Oh well, this was a brighter note too, which is that.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! We just got an email. 18 minutes ago that says someone got a job based off of the advice that we gave them. Yay! Go off. So anyway, I was gonna say that a lot of my self-esteem and stuff like that was like built off of Tumblr too, because like I remember like Tumblr was the first place where I really was like able to like see what like real body positivity looked like, and like real like acceptance really looked like, and not just like tolerating things. And like I really got to see, like I remember I made it a point to only follow like thicker, fat, black, and like POC dudes, and like that helped me so much, like come to terms with like how I look and like what my body looks like, and that it's okay. And honestly, it helped my work a lot too. Like it made me want to do different kinds of work and like shoot different kinds of people. And like Tumblr really kind of raised the millennial generation right now. Like it was kind of raised on Tumblr.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, Baze, were you saying something?
Oh yeah. No, I was just gonna say, what were like your favorite moments on Tumblr? Like, what was the funniest things that happened?
My funniest moment was okay, I'm gonna get dragged for this, but it's okay. My funniest / favorite moment was like on the first Republican debate, and I had said like out of all the Republican candidates, Jeb Bush is the one that I would have sex with out of everyone on the stage if I had to. And
over Mitt Romney? Oh, wait, let me stop.
I don't think Mitt Romney was on the stage.
What was this, 2012?
No, this was 20.
Oh, never mind.
Yikes. I remember like I remember going on a date with someone like maybe 2 days or so after that happened. And at that time too, it's funny because the only people I dated were like people from Tumblr, which was like crazy. So I like went on a date with someone, and they were straight up like, "So do you think I'm more attractive than Jeb Bush?" And I screamed. And like to this day, like people still I will still randomly get messages on Tumblr or just Twitter or whatever that will like just be like pictures of Jeb Bush. And like,
oh my god.
But also my other favorite moment were like the blackouts when like where black people could like post pictures of themselves and like they were uplifted and shit like that. I thought that was great because you got to see so many, at least the people I followed, you got to see so many different kinds of black people and not just like the ones people wanted to like, everyone wanted to fuck, and that's what was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were y'all's favorite moments?
My favorite moment was when this person scammed everyone into paying for a video game that didn't end up getting developed.
What was the game?
There was this black person, and they were a non-binary, and they were the biggest bully on Twitter. Like, we know who we've talked about, who some of those people are, and one of those people has gone over to Twitter, so I'm not stirring that pot up by even mentioning any names. But before there was these two people, specific people, there was this one really horribly like abusive, like bully person who like nobody would say anything against because they were like really like powerful on Tumblr, and they decided that they were going to make a video game for people of color because they were tired of seeing, you know, just straight white men as like the protagonists in RPGs. And so like they started a GoFundMe and all that, and I don't know if it was a GoFundMe or It was one of those like fundraising websites, and the funds disappeared. And I don't know if people got paid back or what, because I like eventually it died down. But yeah, it was a whole thing.
What? Wait, when was this? Like, I don't even remember.
This was like, so I think of Tumblr in like, okay, so there's 3 bullies on Tumblr.
Okay.
There was 3 bullies. All of them were black. And I think of it in terms of their eras, right? So this first person was like the first of this was the first person to have like their era of like being that bully. And then there was a second person who's now on Tumblr and Twitter, so I don't want to mention their names. And then there's a third person who I've actually met, and but yes. And they are as bad as they are online as well. But the first person had their era, so that's what I think of it as. So this person had their era in like, I want to say like the 2012, 2013, and then the second person had theirs from like 2013 to like 2015, and then the last person took over. Yeah.
I'm dying because I feel like everyone knows who you're talking about, but like
probably,
yeah. But
probably, I didn't mention another identifier because if I say any more than they're black, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And you may already know exactly what I'm talking about. But they each had their era. They were each like sort of like queens of a court, if you will, and the deciders of who was problematic and who wasn't, and who could talk to who, and who was okay to follow who, and who dragged who. It was very interesting. It was very political. It was like watching, you know what it was like watching? It was like being at Henry VIII's court, or like being at Joffrey's court.
Oh, okay. So, yes, but it was also like worse because it was like, well,
it wasn't worse because you weren't in any like physical danger. You just were in emotional danger.
No, but that's why I think it was worse, because like I would have almost, because to me I felt like at that time if you were excommunicated out of Tumblr, like that was it. Like, you know, like where do you go from there? At that point, Tumblr was like that girl. So it was just kind of like, I just remember I remember being terrified to even post anything on Tumblr because I didn't want to get dragged. Like Tumblr is so fucking funny because you really look at it and it's like, I'm wondering like how many posts and things were literally people censoring themselves to not get dragged by people. And it was just, and I just feel like that everything about it was just like super performative. So I'm happy to see it go.
Well, I remember this one girl pretended to be black, and she was pretending she was mixed, and then everyone found out she was just like Middle Eastern or something, and she had completely lied about being half black.
I remember that too. I heard John going in the background. What? Did you not say
anybody else? What about y'all's favorite memories? No?
I said mine. I said Jeb Bush. John, what's your favorite memory?
Oh, right.
Okay, I think my favorite memory was discovering bear culture for the first time on Tumblr.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know anything about bear culture before Tumblr.
Right? I was like, what is this? And so I just like...
When I found out they were Sorry, go ahead.
No, nothing. And just like, I went to this like bear spiral on Tumblr, and then I think I could like track it too. And like 2009 is when I discovered it. And like, all my posts have been like just about bears and like how much I wanted to like involve myself in bear culture. And then actually like, it's different though, because like on the internet it's one way, and then actually when I went out to like, when I found like bear parties and stuff and like real life, I realized it was very different. Like, oh wait, this is very like white and masked, but it was nice because it was refreshing, because back then it was like the thing was like still sort of like Hollister and Abercrombie gays, you know? And then I discovered there were other types of sort of gay parties, and that's when I discovered bear parties, and I thought that was fun. So that was funny. I think also when it fucked me up when I was like dating someone and I asked what their Tumblr was, and like that really fucked me up because I was like,
wait, you were on a date and you asked for their Tumblr?
Yeah. Do you ever like? Oh, I don't know if that.
No.
Because I was like, at the time, like back then, I would like date these guys, and like ask to see their Tumblrs, and it was like, it kind of fucked with my self-esteem because I would see like the guys that they would post look nothing like me, and or like the things that they were into were things that I was not very into, and I was like, oh wait, this is maybe not a good idea to ask someone what their Tumblr is.
Oh no, okay, but I do remember us having conversations about like, girl, check to see what their Tumblr likes are, because if it don't match up, like,
oh yeah,
like I remember that.
If I thought a guy was cute, I would immediately go to. I even still do it on Twitter, but if I thought I do it even if I decide I want to follow somebody, because I'm like, what are you going to be having on my page? Because their likes show up on your page too on Twitter. But yeah, like I like would do it because I was like, oh dude, like he's cute. Let me see if I'll follow him and see if he's like likes black guys. And if I had to scroll too far to find a man darker than a paper bag, I was just like, no, I'm good.
Same.
Wow.
But one thing that was interesting is I tried. So I was like very like anti like having any white people on my Tumblr for years. Like I did not put white people on my Tumblr, and that was the thing is like I was trying to follow more like bare guys and like bigger guys, and every time I followed even like guys of color, all they would post would be like white bears.
Yeah.
So I would just be like, well, like what am I supposed to reblog?
I mean,
and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just remember finding that out and being really annoyed. I was like, damn, even you niggas.
Like
everybody.
Well, that was part of the problem.
It was bad. So. I mean, it's funny because I look back and like think about all like the Tumblr drama too, and like all the shit over that, and like how there were like certain gays that were like, you know, gatekeepers, and like certain gays that were like, oh my god, what a mess. Like 2016 2017 Tumblr was honestly like, I remember that's like when I would like publicly start posting pictures of me like dating people, and like and then like I would like make like video projects about what a mess.
Oh my god, what?
Oh yeah, I've like made like 8 or 9 videos that are just like throughout my Tumblr of like guys that like I've dated about like just different situations. Oh, it's bad, girl.
Oh, I remember some of them.
Oh, it was a lot. I remember there was what a mess.
Well,
I do recall.
I remember I had some very public Tumblr relationships, but that was a mess.
My favorite thing was just watching people be like fake woke. I remember I mentioned this last time, but I remember somebody calling out a white gay for taking a picture in the dark and saying that they were doing blackface because they took a picture in the dark.
Oh no!
Whoa!
I remember people accusing black people of being ableists because they wouldn't explain like black slang to them. I remember trans women, like white trans women, calling Trap Queen transphobic because they didn't understand that Trap Queen was about drugs and not trans people.
What?
Wow.
What else? I'm trying to remember what else, because there was a lot. There would just be like random moments where people would like go into these outrages. Oh, I even did it once. I'll never forget one time I saw this picture and it was like all light skinned models, right? And the ad said all tan, right? Like tan is good or something like that. It was like something about like tan being the great thing. And I wrote a whole post like, this is so ugly, colorism is ugly. And somebody pointed out they're all wearing tan clothes, and I was like, oh.
I know.
Like, I was so ready to pop off about colorism. I was like, I'm glad you brought it up, because I've been waiting to talk about it for a long time.
I know someone actually, I know once I got an anonymous message that was just like, I'm so sick of you fucking appropriating by having swords in all your pictures.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The messages I used to get, people used to be like, "Oh, I got messages like, oh, I see you." I remember one time me and Mark were at O'Hare in Chicago, and somebody was like, "Are you in the airport right now? I'm looking at you right now." I was like, and they did it on a non, and I was like,
yes,
scary.
Yeah, people used to be all up and through my business. So what's going on here? Or like one time I like posted about like, I was like, oh my god, I just had like this random hookup, and somebody was like, so I was going through your other posts and you said that on Tuesday you said you were going to be meeting up with this specific person. So I've deduced that based on the fact that you were going to meet up with this specific person, and you are also talking about hooking up, that you hooked up with this person in the car.
Oh, I'm that
and I was
person.
like, damn, bitch, you investigating ass bitches.
I was an investigating
Inspector
ass
Gadget
bitch.
ass bitches. Huh?
I was an investigating ass bitch because sometimes something in the water wasn't clear, and I was just like, you say you're supposed to be here when, and yeah, you're posting when from where?
Wait, no, but it's like, I mean, it all added up. I'm just like, these people go back into my old posts to see who I was talking about.
Oh yeah,
and then like find out like deduce like what I had done, who I had done it with, and I was just like, oh Jesus, like people were like in your business, but then you were also sharing your business, so that was part of it.
It was just a mess for everyone involved, and I hope that nothing like that ever happens again.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any final thoughts for Tumblr?
R.I.P. girl.
Yeah, R.I.P.
It was cute.
It was nice while it lasted.
Everything is gonna come to an end. Like this is Instagram is. Let's see how long Instagram is gonna last, and Twitter's gonna end too.
When do we predict Instagram's death?
John is like, fuck.
No,
I don't mind it.
I think it's. I can't wait. I actually like low key can't wait for Instagram to end, because I think it's gonna be really funny to see like where a lot of people
careers will end, girl.
I know
where their careers are gonna go, who they're gonna be post Instagram. Like it's gonna be really interesting to see like what they have post Instagram. Twitter will not be lasting forever, and I think Jack is gonna be the downfall of Twitter, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Well, with that, we will move on to Mail of Claire, and we will see you there.
Hello, welcome back. We're gonna jump into a email. So they say it's John. They say we can say their name, and I have another problem. This is a bit of an older email.
Another.
Yeah, this is an older email, so I don't even remember what the first problem was. Yes, write into us, please. Keep writing in. I beg of you. So my friend is mixed, black and white, and she had heard me and some friends giggle at the use of cracker, as you do. I didn't think about it too much, but at the time she was hurt, but didn't say anything.
Oh.
I probably would have laughed at her.
My bad.
Recently, she brought it up and reminded me her mom was white. Okay. I would be like, and what about it? And also brought up the fact that I'm part of my school's leadership for racial equity. And brought up the irony that the group I was with was laughing about a white slur. Oh, girl.
Oh, my.
Oh, girl. Gralt.
Where you live? I'm gonna need to where you live? I'm gonna need to be flued out because
bitch flew us the fuck out. We all need to be flued out. We the top 4 winners for Podcast of Color. We all need to be flued out.
All expenses paid.
They gonna have us on the cheapest flight possible. We're gonna be flying on Spirit Airlines with the windows rolled down.
My first flight was Spirit Airlines. Father
girl, the get Chile. That's all I can say about it.
How is the ghetto in the air? Father God.
It's literally like, how is it? What's the bus that goes up to San Francisco that you take sometimes?
Megabus?
Yeah, how is Megabus more luxurious than Spirit Airlines? Tell me that.
Spirit Airlines is literally the Megabus with wings, but go on.
Drink some Airbud.
Red Bull.
Red Bull, whatever it's called.
Airbud is the movie about the dough.
Wait, Baze, what's the question? Is there a question?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, let's get back to this offended mixed girl. So she ended it with, if you had said that to my mom, how would that make me feel? I didn't know how to talk to her about it, and my teacher reminded me that her perspective of race was through her white mom. I didn't argue back, say anything against it in the moment. 1, because she started crying. Oh, and I felt bad because I love and care about her. 2, one of my white friends was right there, so I was kind of outnumbered. And most importantly, 3, I was shocked. She usually never talks about race with me unless it's microaggressions we face. I do know that she always has a neutral stance on everything, and she's a Pisces. I don't know if that do anything, but I love that you do that because that don't mean anything to me.
That part was from Renee. Renee, that part was from
yeah.
Right.
So I guess my question is, how do I know Renee would be like, that makes sense.
A water sign.
Yes. So I guess my question is, how do I explain racism versus ignorance? How reverse racism isn't real and race in general to someone of the mixed white experience who's closer to their white side? You know, I find, this is me talking now, listeners. This is not the letter. I find it's interesting to interact with mixed people with white parents, with a white mother, because I find that like mixed people with black mothers tend to get it like automatically. And I think like a lot of, not always, obviously, like one of my good friends who is a mutual friend of me and John's has a white mother and is like very like gets it. But like I find that like there tends to be like more like identity stuff going on. Like in my experience from like mixed kids with white moms. So that's going to be a little difficult because if she's not already there, it's honestly going to kind of be talking about it, like talking to a white person about it. So I think like, not obviously she's not white, completely white. So like, it's not going to be exactly the same, but, like you said, her perspective is largely from a white perspective. I mean, you can definitely like maybe have like a calmer conversation with her about that and maybe try to like come from an empathetic place. Because, you know, it sounds again like she doesn't really have anybody else like you in her life. So it's possible that she just needs to like have somebody who like can help her understand that, you know, cracker is not on the same level as nigger. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it just needs a gentle nudge. Maybe, you know, maybe she'll never be there and maybe she'll just be that friend that you like, you know, have brunch with.
Oh,
honestly, I feel like at this point, in the year of 2018, about to be 2019, I would send the good sis a quick link to, google.com. And I would have her type in a few words in conjunction right after each other.
Not conjunction.
Conjunction junction.
Junction was your function.
And that would make a sentence and it would say, why is cracker different than nigger? Or something like that. And read the articles that come up, you know? And I feel like if you're old enough to listen to the show, you're old enough to probably think for yourself. And so, I don't think that's your responsibility to educate your friend. I don't have that. I don't have the patience to do that shit anymore. Mm-hmm. Like at this point, like unless you're in high school, like I don't have the issue. Like I don't have the patience because who has the time? Like, that's exhausting. That's exhausting for you to have to constantly talk about that. It's exhausting to have to constantly explain it. Then she's probably going to fuck up and you have to explain it again and then going to get mad at you for their fuck up. And so, no. Do you? I've honestly, have them read a book. And if they refuse to do the work themselves, it's not your job to do the research for them.
Yeah. If you don't want to do the work. If you are willing to do the work and you care enough about them, you know. Do what you gotta do. Oh
yeah, girl. I'm jaded. You might not be. So go off.
Yeah, I hung out with a white person the other day, so I'm opening up. The horizon is doing its thing, and I'm just being more open to the Caucasians, and I'm just trying to live a more inclusive life.
I cannot. You did not just
inclusive
by hanging out with. I'm stunned.
I mean, yeah, I think it's nice that you are.
We could all use a shield. Oh, sorry.
Please. Shit.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
No, yeah. I think it's nice that you're taking your friends. I mean, like, yeah. Thanks for writing us, and this is a legit question. That you're taking your friends' feelings. No, you're taking your friends' feelings into consideration. But yeah, it's just like the boys were saying. Like, how much do you value this person? Because it sounds like this is going to be like a fundamental part of your friendship if they don't get race. And I'm not gonna. Like, I can't speak on, like, I'm not gonna speak on that experience of, I don't know. I'm just, if she's half of you is white, I think that comes with a lot of privilege, right? Like,
You said,
Yeah.
just the way you said that. Well, if half of you was white, then
like, I don't know. Then I feel like, okay, what you can say one word on TV and you can't say the other word. So obviously, which one is the worst? Like, you know,
I'm just dead at her crying over you saying cracker. Like that probably would have like told me everything that I personally needed to know.
that would have ruined our friendship because I would have been on the ground. Like,
I probably would have laughed at her face, but I'm a different person.
Crying nigga tears over.
oh,
I'm a different person. And you sound like you care about her.
yeah,
Oh.
and that's really sweet. So this sounds like a conversation that, well, if you haven't had already, I hope it goes well. But they need, I don't know how they're going to understand this. I guess consult with the other half of you. I don't know.
Say self.
Myself said, consult with the other half.
We gonna cry about cracker today?
John literally just this mixed person writes in, and John's advice to the mixed person is talk to
Have
your
a conversation
other
with the other half. Call yourself out.
It's late.
Okay,
It is late, girl. It's 2 a.m. for me.
Okay, well,
So this was cute. I had a good time. Everybody, thank you for coming out.
I'm sorry
on
that.
note, that will wrap up this episode of Podcast of Color. You can message us at podcastofcolor@gmail.com. You can follow us at Trash of Color and Podcast of Color everywhere else. Send us your honey roast and questions. And do y'all have any thank yous, announcements, or anything like that this week?
No. Shout out to Marco Shiro, and his book Anger is a Gift for doing so well. And feel free to cop it if you have not as of yet.
All right. And, John, you?
I got nothing.
All right.
I've got nothing. If I don't have you.
John, you know who that is?
Ooh. I hate you. Truly. He said. Okay, we gotta go. I'm tired. Bye.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Hakeem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.